Changed opinions. We are always in the state of changing. I've been stating my opinions on the internet for a very long time. I certainly don't agree with everything I've said, and I've said some really dumb things or things I just don't agree with anymore. I did have a bit of an edgelord streak when I first began. I don't agree with a majority of the political or social things I said when I was younger, and felt like a lot of it just came from being uninformed, but even on a simpler scale, I also don't agree with some of my past musical takes or tastes. And it's not uncommon to change your opinion on things as you grow. I want to make it clear that this video is not an apology, it's just acknowledgement. And I'm certainly not going to feel bad for not liking a song or album because I'm allowed to fucking do that. And stans drive me crazy with that, but I don't give a damn. If I didn't like a song or album at the moment, it is what it is. But this is just like an update for people who have watched me and some musical opinions I've outgrown. The first one I want to start with is Celine Dion. I once gave my opinions on her, and for lack of better words, I essentially said she was a mundane artist and personality. And I think my thoughts on Celine Dion came from a place of being underexposed to her. Celine is bursting with personality in her interviews and on stage. Now, I'm not going to lie and say that Celine is one of my absolute favorite artists or vocalists, but she's an absolute master of the ballad. She is one of the balladeers. And I've certainly grown appreciation and respect for her and her endurance. I feel like the things I said about Celine were just completely unnecessary. And I look back and I'm just like, why did I say that? She's a world treasure. It's kind of like Dolly Parton, How could you dislike her? Even if her music isn't for you, she's a talented legend and bothers no one. Missy Elliott. Missy Elliott has really become one of my all-time favorite hip-hop and R&B artists. I never disliked Missy Elliott. I guess I was just kind of blasé about Missy until my taste expanded and I explored her discography, writing, and work at large. She's a complete package. Her discography and work is absolutely insane. And once again, she is one of my favorite artists. Ultraviolence by Lana Del Rey. I said I felt this album didn't age well. I guess I should clarify that I feel the album is monotone and a bit one note, but it sounds perfectly fine. Like, I love the sonic direction, but as time has gone on, it does feel less significant as an album in Lana's discography. Once again, the album features some of my favorite Lana songs, including the title track and West Coast. And I guess just because it doesn't feel as significant anymore, or isn't one of Lana's albums that I feel is a go-to listen anymore, doesn't mean it didn't age well. It showed a lot of growth from Born to Die, and although I do feel like it is a bit samey throughout, and that some of the album didn't age well, it isn't a bad album at all, and I wouldn't say it aged badly as a whole anymore. Renaissance. I liked Renaissance from the get-go, and I feel like most times after sitting with an album for the first few listens, you can tell if you're going to like it or not, or if you do like it or not. And I did like it, but it took me a while to really appreciate it and wrap my head around it, because it was so different from the Beyonce the world had come to know. But I guess my changed opinion is that I'm not as middle of the road in my opinion on Renaissance. At the time of this video, it has become my favorite Beyonce album ever. It's so intricate and unexpected, and it's a versatile album. You can sit with it in the car, take it to the gym, or dance floor. But it's so feel good, it keeps intact those pop and R&B sensibilities, while still heavily delivering on being left field. Halsey and Demi Lovato. It's not really a change of opinion on my singular takes on them when they were both causing ruckus online and I feel like just doing too much, but more so my opinion on their beef together. I guess since Halsey was on an uptick of her social media wars during that time period, it kind of overtook my opinion. But Halsey was 100% right in this situation. For those of you that don't know, Halsey, who identifies as bisexual, spoke in an interview about her discomfort with straight female pop stars presenting a particular take on same-sex relationships in their songs. It's bisexuality as taboo, Halsey said. Don't tell your mom, or we shouldn't do this, or this feels so wrong but it's so right. Demi responded by saying, a song is a hit when people are still talking about the lyrics 2 years later. Shh, don't tell your mother. Granted, I don't think most people listen to Cool for the Summer and internalize it that way or think that deep. I also think the lyric was said to be tantalizing, but regardless, Halsey was 100% right. The song also kind of leans into the fetishizing of girl-on-girl action solely for the male gaze. Although Demi was defensive, seems like she eventually agreed with Halsey too. In her re-recording, she changes the lyric to, "Go tell your mother." I think my defense of Iggy Azalea is arguably my worst phase I ever went through. Iggy is not talented enough, her music is not good enough, and at very best, she is mid. Fancy was carried by Charlie XCX, and honestly, I really like Work. I think that's her best song, but I feel my defense of Iggy came from being a bit of a contrarian, as well as being a bit naive. I never really understood the gravity and optics of a white Australian woman doing a poor accent impression of black southern hip hop until I got older. I was just like, hey, this is a catchy song. Of course, I heard the conversations about it, but I never really truly understood how icky it was until I listened with mature ears. I was like, oh, she really sounded like this. I can't believe I defended this as if it was good. I like to root for an underdog every now and then, but Iggy was definitely not deserving of that. And also, Iggy's music just sucks, and her cosplay has only made the bulk of her music age like milk. Side note, whenever I hear her verse on Problem, I just wish that Ariana got someone like Nicki to rap on it instead. It makes me physically cringe. Cardi B, I've sought into Cardi and her music. I don't like her antics, and who knows if she'll ever release a second album, but her first album isn't bad. It isn't the worst thing on earth. 30 by Adele. If I'm being honest, 30 has left little to no impression on me. I don't think it's bad, but it's just not very memorable. It's well produced, Adele sounds great, but a lot of the songs don't have that fire under them. There's some great standouts though. I love Strangers by Nature, To Be Loved, and All Night Parking, and feel there's many songs with good bones that could have been much more interesting or done better. When I ranked Adele's albums, I ranked 19 last, but I disagree now. 19 has become my second favorite Adele album, only behind, of course, 21, while 30 has become my least favorite Adele album. I appreciate how personal she got, but I wish the production and melodies were more stand out. And that about concludes my changed opinions. Let me know if you have any changed opinions down below that may align with mine, or some musical opinions that you also don't agree with. Let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Bye.